Okay, welcome back. Today is our second big climb day up towards Sun Moon Lake. As you saw in the last video, we made it this far at least. Today's the 16th day of the tour, 10th day on the bikes. So instead of many little climbs like last time, we have
one big one at the end.
one big, one moderate, one big at the end, and yeah, the biggest course at the end in the middle of the heat. But we're feeling good. Cappy has been demoted to the back of the bike because I wanted my phone on the handlebars. But I guess there's nothing left but to go.
Here we go.
So we went. We rolled out of Guanziling and down the other side of the hill we had worked so hard to climb the day before.
This morning climb, that didn't seem like much. It's not that much vertical, but it's on a road that they put here with some force. It's steep and unpleasant. And by the way, ahead of us, I think those are betel nut trees or betel nut trees. Here's the top of those betel nut trees from a few minutes ago.
We did have a lovely view over, I think, Chiayi?
So having introduced the tree, this is an actual betel nut. It's somehow prepared with an alkali, and the locals chew it. It's some kind of mild stimulant, apparently. But I'm going to leave it there.
Then we came down the other side of the climb, and most of our distance for the day was flat, with the occasional little town until lunch.
Well, we have had lunch. We have stopped at the last village with a convenience store before the climb. We only have about 15 kilometers or so horizontally left. The problem is the 600 or so meters of vertical between us and the hotel. But it's literally all we have to do for the rest of the day. It's, what is it, something like 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock. So
We got it.
I'm confident.
Pedaling.
And we're past the point of if we just walked, we would still get there by dinner. So we're good. And so begins our afternoon. We have one job, and it's to climb about 600 meters of vertical and get to the hotel, bed and breakfast, whatever it is. This is not an up, down day. It's an up.
So we climbed. And climbed. And climbed.
We're about 2/3 of the way up this climb, and I'm afraid there's not much of a story to tell. It's just kind of up. I haven't used anything but my lowest gear for God knows how long. We're both still moving.
And we climbed.
Kenji said that at the peak there's a coffee shop with an orange sign, and unless I very much miss my guess, that's the one.
Finally, we arrived at the cutest, funniest little mountain bed and breakfast in the world.
We've made it to our little homestay bed and breakfast for the night that's up here in the hills, and even though the climb wasn't pleasant, it is a lovely place to be. Just sitting out here while Kat has a shower. I had a banana. I'm working on this bottle of water, and as I sat here, a man came and gave me tea. I guess he thought I looked thirsty, and he wasn't wrong. The proprietor just came and asked if I wanted to walk around the garden, which I, well, don't because my legs hurt. But the view's nice. Maybe Kat will want a garden tour. The owner just brought me an apple. It's a funny little mountain bed and breakfast, but the service is good. I do realize I've locked myself out of my room, which is back there. Kat's in the shower. A good thing I have tea and an apple, I guess.
We made it to Gukang.
We did. That was a pretty brutal climb. It was 600 straight up meters.
In 29-degree heat and humidity.
Yeah. I think if not for the just edging on heat stroke all afternoon, I think we feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Legs feel good. We've got another not quite as bad set of climbs tomorrow, and that will get us to Sun Moon Lake. This is a lovely little homestay bed and breakfast sort of thing up in the hills. I don't know what their gardens are. The woman said, "Oh, do you want to see my garden?" And then I went for a walk, and it looks like this. So tomorrow we have a down where we lose all this friggin' elevation we fought so hard for.
And then we gain it all back.
So see you on the road. See you at Sun Moon Lake. Welcome to Huangdao Day 17, where we're leaving the prettiest dang little bed and breakfast mountain hotel ever and doing one more big climb day. Today will get us to Sun Moon Lake one way or the other. And well, it's going to be not an easy day. It's going to be about the same elevation as yesterday, hopefully a little more gradual, which will make it bearable. See what happens. We're starting the day with a trudge. Their driveway / side road is totally unreasonable.
So, we headed downhill and lost all the elevation we'd fought so hard for. At least it was stunning.
We've done our big descent of the morning. For the middle part of the day here, we're really following some rivers down and then up. Here is yet another mostly empty river that got this way with a really big flood in the rainy season. After lunch, then we have the climb. I've swapped my phone for the cycle computer, which means Cappy's back in a first class position.
Our day continued fairly flat. What I think we didn't expect was this part that was a slow 1% climb to wear us out so much. We got to lunch at the bottom of the big climb a little later than we thought.
We just made the turn. We're now going to Sun Moon Lake, like it or not. Apparently it's only 14 kilometers ahead, but most of those 14 kilometers look like this.
So by the time I got to the climb, the fatigue and the blistering sun was starting to take a toll.
Okay, we're about halfway up the Sun Moon Lake climb, and Kat is taking a mulligan. The combination of the 30-degree heat and the last 2 days, I think, has taken the toll.
I'm bailing until the hills of the lake.
Yeah,
I can't do it. It's too hot.
yeah. You're gonna get to the first beat.
Yeah.
Type thing?
I think he's taking me to the lake.
The lake. Okay. I'm gonna stay on it. I think I've got it in me. So, well, we'll see you at Sun Moon Lake one way or the other. So I'm riding alone. Well, I've got Cappy with me.
I'm not going to say I wasn't delirious for the rest of the climb. I recorded such useful commentary as...
Ooh, a tunnel. I think this, no, it's not. It's fucking not the first peak. Well, we're close to the first fucking peak.
Oh, he's taking a break.
But I made it, while Kat was in the air-conditioned van.
All right. I guess I gotta get out of the van.
And eventually...
Holy crap, I just saw a lake. There's a lake over there. Can you see it? I bet it's Sun Moon Lake. Otherwise, that'd be pretty weird, right? Cappy, we did it. I did it. Me and Cappy, we did it together. I am delirious, by the way. I've been away from Kat for like an hour, and I'm talking to a stuffed capybara like he's my best friend. Like a volleyball. I'm being rejoined.
I'm getting back on for the last weekend.
We've got about 3 kilometers roughly downhill to the hotel. So we're riding the last of it together.
We rolled into Itathao, one of the villages around Sun Moon Lake, where we had a rest day. On the rest day, we took a boat hop around the lake, but otherwise took it pretty easy.
Starting off our second to last ride day, riding out of Sun Moon Lake.
We've done the climb of the day.
One more peak.
One more little bit. Yeah, we done what was the downhill into the village last time. This is where Kat rejoined 2 days ago. And I don't know, I think we're feeling pretty good.
There's the lake.
The view is nice.
We're at a temple.
Yep. And
Here we go.
down the hill.
So we quickly lost all the elevation we'd fought so hard for.
This must have been beautiful the other day when I was climbing up it.
But for once, we weren't going to have to climb back up again. And headed back along the river towards the coast. The day was long and flat, mostly along little back roads. I think it's fair to say it should have been easier than it felt, but we were both getting a little worn by this point. But eventually we made it into Liu Kang's delightful old town for the night.
We're leaving Liu Kang's on our last cycling day, headed to Taichung.
Yep. It's a short day today. It should only take us a couple hours. We'll probably be in Taichung by lunch. Let's head out on our last day.
After too little time in Liu Kang, we headed out for a fairly short and flat ride with a headwind.
I'm going to close the loop on the betel nut. After it's chewed, it gets spit out, kind of like chewing tobacco, and it sits on the pavement like that. I don't really know what it is, but I don't think I want it inside me.
Once again, it was feeling like a harder day than it should have. On balance, neither of us was going to be sad to put the last kilometers behind us. We headed through Taichung's industrial outskirts and into the city. We arrived triumphantly at our hotel in time for lunch. Kenji broke down our bikes, and we said our goodbyes. The next day in Taichung, we kept things on theme by visiting Giant's Cycle Culture Museum and hung out with our friends Prozzy and Alan. The next day we headed to Taoyuan for an early flight to the Philippines the next day, ending our Taiwan 2025 cycling adventure.
Next, we're heading off to the Philippines. I'm sure Kat would love to be here to say goodbye to you, but she's in business class and I'm not, for reasons that made sense at the time and I'd forgotten. So she's already on the plane. I'm heading there now. We'll do a quick video to wrap up the cycling tour. I think we have a bunch to say in retrospect about the plan and its wisdom. And see you in the Philippines.